Hello everyone, welcome back. I wanted to talk today a little bit more about the Sturzhau, which is basically a plunging blow. I did a prior video on this. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But what I want to do is I want to just review that strike and then tell you guys one of the variations that I use of this blow, which is basically a scorpion wrap. Okay, so the Sturzhau, or the plunging, as it translates as plunging blow, basically, as you throw this strike, you turn the sword over and you strike with the back edge. Okay, I'll do it from this angle so you can see it. So as you strike, okay, I'll do it slowly. You strike, you turn the sword over on its back edge. Now, practically speaking, when I use this strike, I tend to strike with the true edge. And the reason is, what I find is that I don't gain that much of an advantage. Because if here's with the back edge, here's with the true edge, it more or less ends up in the same place. I do find that the back, when you flip over the back edge, like if I come here like that, if I then flip it over to the back edge, I can thrust through. So I find flipping it over to the back edge to be a lot more effective for doing a thrust. But most of the time I'll do it with the true edge. Okay. Now the variation that I want to talk about is one that's very commonly used in the SCA, and it accomplishes exactly the same thing, just better. Okay, in my belief. Okay, and the idea here is, again, we're flipping over the sword with the intention of coming down, angling down. Okay. And I'll do it here. So basically, as we're flipping over the sword down, the variation I have is, instead of going this way, I'll go that way to the back edge. And what I find is that there's a lot more flexibility when you come on down that way. Okay. And if you kind of do it on yourself, basically, if you're trying to hit your own buckler, say you're coming that way to the back edge versus coming that way to the back edge. And the other thing is that I find that there's a lot more velocity that's created when you do it in that manner. Okay, so basically, I'll demonstrate. Okay, this is the one. This is the traditional one. When I say traditional, this is how it has been traditionally interpreted by a lot of hema practitioners. And what I have found over the years is that the interpretations, do change. Which is normal, because basically we're working off of sketches. With a couple of lines thrown in to describe it. So, over time I have seen some of the way people practice this in HEMA change. But for now, the way most people are interpreting this, you're coming over to the back edge, making that cut. And as I'm doing it in that way, you'll see that strike is, even trying to do this at full speed, it's really hard to make a blow. Now I'm going to do this as a scorpion wrap, and I'm starting in that same position. Okay, well, I'll just split the wood. Do it again. Okay, you can see how I can generate a lot more power like that, and I can do this either up close, I can do it at a distance. Okay, I can do it, down low, like to the back area. I can do that to the leg. So all this is what would be descriptive of a plunging blow. Okay, the sword is plunging. Okay, so there's no way that you can look at that and say that is not a plunging blow. Okay, so where it goes to the leg, to the back, to behind the head or behind the shoulder, when you make that cut and the sword is plunging, okay, I think that it fits that medieval description of being a plunging blow. Okay, so and I'm not saying that this is the absolute way that it should be done. In fact, I'm a big believer in being able to do things a lot of different ways. Doing things different ways gives you different options. I will use both of these ways. Okay, and the reason why I will use both of these ways, because if I do it one way versus the other way, it gives me different options for my follow-up blow. And the follow-up blow tends to be more important than the first blow or the second blow, because basically the first or second blow will most likely be blocked. Okay, so the first or second one is really a distraction to get to the second or the third or the fourth one. So let's talk about the possible follow-up blows. If I'm here and I do this, let's say with the back edge like that, well, that, even though that's not going to be a very powerful blow with the back edge like that, and sometimes it can be really hard to hit with the edge. Basically, this is the, I almost never hit with the flat, but using that with the back edge almost kind of makes it want to hit with the flat sometimes. But from this position here, I'm in a perfect position to get to that armpit, okay? Now, when I do this particular blow, I don't do it with the back edge, I'll do it with the true edge. And again, so I'm here, true edge, and then right to that armpit, okay? So one more time, boom, boom, okay? So that's the combination that you would get. So there, that's your follow-up shot. Now, if I do the scorpion wrap, right, which again accomplishes the same thing, okay, I'm angling the blow down. Now, from this position here, I have different options. I cannot easily get to that armpit. To get to that armpit, basically, I need to bring my sword in like this and then flip it over, okay? So, and basically, that's 2 fencing times, okay? That's 2 beats, however you want to, however you want to describe it. So, if I throw that scorpion wrap, right? So from there, I can't get to that spot, but I can get to the leg, okay? So, or I can basically from there, I can, if you look where the sword is now, I can get to the head at a slightly different position, which is important because if, let's say, the guy is blocking it like this, okay, they'll block it up here, but then by coming down a little bit lower, you might be able to get it, in between the sword and the shield. And that all depends on how the person is going to block. So, when you're looking at this, you might say, well, what's the difference between a strike up here and a strike here? They're both in the same general area, but a lot of times it depends on how the guy is blocking. The guy could be a little bit different. So, it can open up different possibilities. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, how you execute this blow, whether you execute it up here with the true edge, right, as in the more traditional manner, that's going to open you up to that armpit shot, or if you do that scorpion wrap, okay, that's going to open you up to a leg shot, to a low shot. So there's a couple of things to consider as far as this Sturzhau goes, this plunging strike. I believe that a very good variation of it is the scorpion wrap, and it's the same thing. The whole idea is it's a plunging strike. So basically, you're flipping the edge over, trying to come down like that, okay? If you can accomplish it by rolling over the other way and you're getting to the same place, I think it's basically the same blow. You'll accomplish the same goal, and I do believe you can generate a lot more power, coming in with the scorpion wrap, okay? But a couple of things for you guys to think about. If you got any questions or comments, please post them. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Talk to you guys next time.